Happy Monday to you. This is John McEntyre Show live, prime time. I'm John McEntyre, and today is, well, this evening, it is Monday, a very rainy Monday evening here in the area. Um, why did it name this particular storm a tropical storm or hurricane or something? I don't know, but it's behaving just like a hurricane to me. Well, once they get over land, they're no longer hurricanes, are they? They're just like storms or whatever. So yeah, but any rate, it's behaving like one. It is crazy rainy here. Um, which is before we get into the show, uh, I hope that people learn from the last storm that came through. Maybe they were a little bit better prepared this time. Maybe some insurance documents or stuff in place just in case something happened, because they are calling for floods and any other particular situations that may happen. Areas like this, we're in the Charlotte area, homes that were built with uh, like basements or some of those buildings they're halfway underground backside, or three-fourths underground or whatever. uh, they're very flood prone, and so hopefully some of the people were better prepared this time. I know the last storm wasn't a lot of preparation with that. I don't think people expected that much rain to happen, but it did, and it caused quite a bit of flooding and damage to properties in the area. So maybe this time we were better prepared for this. So that was just my quick thing. That's a good thing about doing live. You can kind of respond um, as things happen. So just want to do that. Hopefully people were prepared for it. All right, let's get into this. The routine. Do a few wallet wins here. Um, then we'll cover the topic. Very good topic. If something happened and we're like working through. Well, we're pretty much on the backside as far as we're concerned. Um, but I just wanted to share that. It's definitely something in today's time to get people out there to think. Then I'll do the question of the day, and then you can the question. Well, I can't call it the question of the day. What, the question of the evening? So, and then I'll be leaving. But all right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. Corny host. Corny host. All right. Let's do this. Wallet win number one. Uh, just completed my third month of budgeting. Always a good wallet win. Sticking to it. Staying with it. That third month, it should be showing some progress. Should be much easier. The budget should be leveling out now. That second month, first month, you're still getting the feel for it. Second month, it's sort of iffy. Well, the people that we work with, it's usually that second month that provides that big hump. Then by the third month, everything levels out and you see that it's going to work for you. Kind of know what numbers to work with and everything, and then you're totally on your way. So that is a good one. Wallet win number two was actually it's really 5 in 1. Five. I actually got 5 people feedback. They all pulled their credit report. They just let me know that they did pull their credit report. So yes, that is why when I didn't get any feedback if anything was negative or not so good or not right on there, but we'll find out. So it's just a reminder to pull your credit. Um, and this is, I've said it before, this is usually a good time to pull credit, uh, mainly because you're going a lot of purchases happen this time of year. Um, Automobiles sell a lot this time of the year. Cars, because they drop in prices. They're trying to the manufacturers are trying to get this year's model off the lots so they can be prepared for get ready for the next year's models to come in. And so a lot of deals happens um, with kids going back to school. A lot of people, they look for homes during this time because they have the built-in babysitter for the day, and so that happens. So a lot of major purchases begin to happen this time of the year, and you do have the early shoppers who are preparing for Christmas. They're getting ready for the holiday season, and so that happens. So this is a good time to pull credit with all of that shopping, with everything going on. It's also a big. This is a big season for scammers. So That's why it's really it's a good time to check it. It wouldn't even hurt to invest, or at least you invest in some type of a credit monitoring service, or if you have one through the bank, some banks provide it. You can call your bank and ask them to sign you up for it. It's free. I mean, it's part of the services of you banking with them, so it doesn't hurt to have that in place this time of the year. So you just want to make sure that your credit is in good shape, that there's no fraud or anything like that, or any bad reports on there. So that was wallet win number two. And wallet win number three, this one was from Andrea. She's worked with a few clients who added more life insurance. Those people that looked at she's been working with, and they looked at all areas of their finances. And as usual, people that bought insurance a long time ago hadn't thought about it anymore. But there's about 10 different things that can trigger the need for more life insurance. If you, especially if you started out, you bought it in your 20s or early 30s. You buy a house, have children, get married, those things, those big life changing situations. Um, or as you build in wealth, you just need more life insurance, and that's just a few of them. Uh, so that's what has been happening around here, and especially that's been going on a lot because of September is life insurance month. Um, so that's been a good one. That is definitely a wallet win, nice long term wallet win, because it's too late to get insurance when you really need it. Best time to buy insurance is when you don't need it, uh, and when it's cheaper. When you're younger and it's cheaper, So, three good wallet wins there. All right, now this particular story or question, I called it, "Are you completely broken up?" And the reason why I titled it that is because working with someone that she couple were engaged to be married, been together uh, a little bit over 3 years. Uh, Something happened. I didn't ask. I was not told, but they're no longer getting married. They're no longer together. So I was like, it must have been nasty, but um, she made the contact, and so yeah, so and I'm not laughing at her. It was just the overall situation. You see it a lot. It happens much more than people think. People are together, a long time, and then they get married, maybe married, or if they ever make it to the altar. And I'm not being negative. I'm just being realistic. I'm just telling what we've seen. Um, it doesn't happen. But the downside to that, uh, what I've understood is the upside. People just decided we finally figured out we weren't for each other. That's a positive. Downside is we're connected a lot more ways than we thought. Um, if you've been together for any period of time, and throughout the years, more and more couples are making big financial decisions together outside of marriage, thinking because they've done it, that means that they're treated like a married couple, and that's not true. Uh, and it comes from common law marriage. Only a few states really recognize common law marriages. We're here in North Carolina, and North Carolina has never recognized common law marriages. And so there's a lot of people that have been mistaken to think, um, and most of the time you see it like with death, that okay, we've been together all this time, so I'll get everything. No, you're not married, so you don't get everything. Beneficiaries get what was left. Creditors get it. The state's gonna step in, and it has to go through that process to decide who's going to get what. And so, with this particular situation with the breakup, um, this one was I was like, wow, they were very busy. They had joint bank accounts. Um, they had named each other beneficiaries on their insurance. They had bought insurance, uh, power of attorneys, medical directives, because I think she was a nurse. So being around that, there's like an automatic thing. You talk to the average nurse or doctor, they have a medical directive. It's just what they do. I think it actually comes with actually getting the job or something like that. I'm not sure. Um, and I used to think it was a joke, but it was actually serious. I actually talked to someone. It was like, yeah, we kind of they do require it sometimes. They do require those things to happen. Uh, they bought a house together and a car, two cars, um, and let's see. I think that was it, but that's enough. Yeah, I mean, it's like this was. I was like, you guys have been married a long time because you made a lot of decisions like you were married. Uh, they're in their late 20s, early 30s, and so as decisions were being made, they were just like, hey, I can depend on you. You can depend on me, and that works very well until this happens. This loving girl that seems like she the nicest person in the world, her pendulum has swung, and now um, she's like the Hulk now. And as far as she's concerned, this is going to be one of those movie analogies. She's the Hulk and he's Loki, and she like wants to, yeah, smash him. So I'm like, okay, well, we've gone our separate ways. I'm like, physically, yes, maybe emotionally, I don't know, I'm not quite sure yet. But mainly physically and mentally, you have, but financially, you guys are still together, and that's where the focus needs to be placed here. um, there's really, there's no divorce or anything like that, so there's no counseling to go through or anything like that. This is It's time to have a serious conversation. I know you guys don't want to talk to each other, but it's time for a conversation. Is it because insurance wise, something happens to you, he's beneficiary, he gets the money. Something happens to him, I'm quite sure he probably want his parents or maybe a family member to receive the proceeds from the insurance, but that wouldn't happen. You would get the money. So that's with the life insurance, joint bank accounts. I think that part had been taken care of. Like she took half the money. She went ahead and took half the money. I was like, okay, so I guess that's fair. I don't know how it was actually, who put what ratio was put in there. If it was 50-50 or 60-40, 70-30, I don't know. But that one was taken care of. But the big one was the insurance, the power of attorney. This person can make decisions for you. They can actually make decisions for you. The medical directive. You get sick, your parents or that closest person to you can no longer do that. Um, he can step in, can make those decisions. You can step in and make decisions for him. And I'm quite sure the families would not be happy with that at all, because with those documents in place, the hospitals, that's what they're going to follow, because they have to. They have to follow those directives. That's why it's called a medical directive. Um, and that could be really ugly, especially, they move to different parts of the country, something like that, or maybe moved out of the country, and now they're having to, make certain decisions. And I'm quite sure it would be worked out, but the time could be lost. These are very time sensitive situations, and so that's why you need to take care of these as quickly as possible. Um, the car and the house real estate, you're both on there, so that's like 50-50. That's joint tenancy, co-ownership, things like that. Have a decision. Are you going to sell the property? What are you going to do with it? And it needs to be agreed upon. Or if it's going to be a sale, if you're going to sell the property, would be, you're going to split the money 50-50, or however you're going to do that. um, but it needs to be taken care of. It needs to be, discussed. The car, that's usually an easy one if there's not a lot, owed on the car, if it's unfree to clear. Most of the time, I've seen those situations. One will say, give me a couple of $1,000, you can have the car. Some, because they're usually this. Just give me what I put into it, or whatever. Let's just, you pay it off, you can have it, or whatever. Uh, but mainly, with the real estate, that one's a big one. Um, so make that decision. The uh, but out of all of them, the medical directive and the insurance, those are serious. Those are very serious, because at any moment in time, things happen. You get sick. Um, you can't make the decision. You go into a coma or something like that. Um, this person is going to be the first contact, and if they cannot reach that person, it depends on the hospital system, things like that. They make the decision from there. But like I said, I have to come back to that one. That's time. Those are very time sensitive. If this is a serious, emergency, you don't want any time being wasted. And the hospital, I mean, it's not like once they do something, they do it, and then when they don't get an answer, they'll be back around when they get back around to it. And so that's something to really think about. And the insurance, being a beneficiary, that would be heart wrenching. Uh, Something happens and someone outside of the family, the arrangements are being made, but this beneficiary is over here and they get the money and they say, peace, you know, because you could say, are you going to help pay? No. And they don't have to. It's their money. They can do whatever. So those are the biggies. Those are the big ones to take care of. So you see how messy this is. Like I say, today's time, I started seeing that. I remember right around 2010, 2011 is when it really like took off. Couples, buying properties together, doing these investments, having, investment accounts together, things like that. I was like, I'm not coming at it from a judgment point of view. I'm not judging. We're all human beings. We can do whatever we want to, especially if we're adults. But think about it. At least think about it before you make those decisions. Okay, it's okay to ask those what ifs. What if I get mad and hate this person for the rest of my life? What if? We don't want it to happen. We want to see happy couples get together and have, a blissful marriage, kids, and, the white picket fence and the 2.5 kids. How do you get to have kids? Well, it don't matter. I've always asked that question. The dog, the cat, everyone's happy. Making nice social media videos and pics everywhere you go. Good. But it's like insurance. Insurance is there for the what if. So just ask the what if. It's another insurance policy. Hey, we're together. We get this house together. We get this car together. What if we split up? How are we going to handle this? What if if we split up? How are we going to handle, insurance stuff? So maybe it's time to put a secondary beneficiary on there. Something happened. We just moved them to primary. Take this name off. Things like that. So it would not hurt to put a parent or someone very close to you as secondary, and then wills start coming into place, and you make sure you're updating your wills and any other documents that you have in place. So that's why I was so excited about doing this particular show. I wanted to do it. I was going to wait because Monday is when I usually do another topic, but I was like, no, this is too good. We have to share this um, because it is needed. It is needed big time. I've seen this story hundreds of times, you know, and it's never pretty. Never pretty. Most people would love to say, oh, yes, we're going to be, if things did happen, I hope we would be friends. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. So let's just say this is going to be the most it can be is cordial. We can be just two adults with someone pulled, maybe someone pulled in the middle, someone, like financial advisor or coach or someone, counselor or someone that can help with the communication. Not families and friends, because that would just pile on the emotions. Someone who has the steady head, that's just in it just to make sure everyone makes sound decisions and get this thing to a end without anyone going to jail or prison, somewhere like that. So I hope that information helped. I hope it caused someone out there to think about this. Maybe it's a parent watching, and they have children who are in this situation, or maybe they're that way because there are a lot of couples out there. They've been together a long time, and they just automatically think something happens to me, they get everything. If it's on paper, sure. If it's on legal documents, sure. If it's not, no. You know, unless it's you're in one of those common law states, you know, and we're not in one, so I've never had to deal with common law. Heard some stories about it, was close to dealing with it a couple of times, but never in depth. So that's not something I can go to. So just this is just something to trigger the thought processes, which takes me to the question of the evening, um, which is, do you still have any financial ties with an ex? If you have an ex, I know that's a sensitive one. I'm glad I'm on this side of the camera because I'm quite sure some people may, maybe throw their computers or whatever, device they're watching on because it is a sensitive topic. Uh, and like I say, it is much more common than people think. A lot of times it happens. So that's the question of the evening. Do you still have any financial ties with an ex? All right. So with that being said, I hope I gave some good information. If I did, subscribe. Don't forget to hit like, tell friends, share it. Tune in tomorrow if we're still here, if we haven't been washed away. I think more rain is coming. But until then, tune in tomorrow, same time, same channels. Good evening.